no! Logan Paul is about to shock everyone at the Elimination Chamber as WWE fans are fired up that he is going to screw somebody over yet again. Plus, we're going to talk about, if this does not happen, who will he feud with heading into WrestleMania 41 in Vegas? So you're not going to want to miss this episode of Wrestle Digest. But before we get into it, we got to say that 91% of you guys watching this video right now are not subscribed to the channel. So you want to stay up on the latest news heading into WrestleMania and throughout the entire year. Make sure down below and hit that subscribe button. But Darius, we got to jump right into this because we got a lot to talk about surrounding Logan Paul. What's up, low gangsters? Had to put it out there for the one time. But obviously we all know that the Elimination Chamber is upon us just in over a week's time. I can't believe it. It's so close. Obviously, the field has been set with Logan Paul, Seth Rollins, Damian Priest, John Cena, CM Punk, and Drew McIntyre all taking place in this year's Men's Elimination Chamber. First, just want to say that may be one of the most stacked Elimination Chamber cards in recent history, which me and Darius are very excited about because we're going to be there in the Rogers Center. We're fired up about that. But one thing that I did see on Twitter was, is Logan Paul going to screw somebody over? Because in the last two Elimination Chambers in 2023, he screwed over Seth Rollins, and then last year in 2024, obviously screwing over Randy Orton with the brass knuckle knockout punch, which I really like to see because I think Logan Paul is the perfect disruptor here, and I think we are going to see this. I think the third time's the charm here for Logan Paul. It only makes sense for him to screw somebody over, and you're probably thinking, who is he going to screw over? I know a lot of people online have been talking about John Cena, but you're not going to have John Cena and Logan Paul as John Cena's last match, in my opinion. I can't see that happening unless we're in an alternate reality. That's going to happen. But I think here CM Punk is the guy I'm looking at. I think we've seen him eliminate him at the Royal Rumble. We also see them have a promo in the ring before Logan Paul's qualifying match. I think it's kind of foreshadowing the events that are about to happen, which is CM Punk getting screwed over. And wouldn't it just be, the perfect kind of thing for Drew McIntyre to see, is CM Punk getting screwed over and not him getting screwed over for once?
Well, we have a bit of a storyline there through the Royal Rumble, right? Like, he eliminated CM Punk in the Royal Rumble, which was pretty shocking for me, for everyone, I think, watching. Like, Logan Paul eliminated CM Punk. That's how CM Punk's WrestleMania dreams were kind of thwarted in that way. So there is definitely an opportunity there. And a lot of people are like, really, is he going to do it a third time? Is he going to somehow screw somebody over a third time? We're bored of this. It's become his gimmick at this point, right? To do things like this. So it would be very him to be able to do something like this. I do wonder, you brought up Randy Orton last year that he screwed over. I do wonder if Randy Orton, because we haven't seen him in a while, somehow plays into this too. Maybe he makes a return in some capacity, right? We don't know exactly what's going to happen. It's going to be exciting though. And obviously we have invested interest because we will be there and it's going to be very exciting. But definitely, I think there's a lot of opportunities. And if you can go back to the actual card, like you said, I mean, how stacked is it? It's like an all-star game in the Elimination Chamber in terms of Elimination Chambers. When we've seen them over the years, I mean, there's a couple guys in there that you think maybe won't win. And in this year's, no disrespect to Logan Paul, I just don't think that his time is yet. I think that one day he probably will hold the world title, right? But for right now, besides him, anybody could win. I could see anybody winning this match. Seth Rollins could make some sense. Damian Priest, there's been, whispers of that going on the last couple of days. Drew McIntyre, who I know you're a big fan of, real possibility he wins. And obviously the betting odds favorites are CM Punk and John Cena right now. So it's going to be very interesting to watch in that way. And there could be a swerve at the end. Who does Logan Paul come in and screw over at the last minute when you just when you thought at the last minute it was John Cena or CM Punk who was going to win and finally go to WrestleMania? So there's potential for fireworks here. This is an all-star game of an Elimination Chamber this year.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, besides CM Punk on this list, I can't really see John Cena screwing any of these over. We could see him maybe do it to Seth again, which could lead to a match between them, but I think they're kind of teeing up the Seth and Roman line heading into WrestleMania this year, so it doesn't really make sense for that to happen. But the only other guy here, I can't see it being Damian Priest. It could potentially be him because there isn't really any plans for him going into WrestleMania right now, so that kind of sets something up for him to have a match with Logan Paul, which I think would be a great match. I'm not the biggest fan of Damian Priest's character, but I think his in-ring ability is amazing. I think these guys will be able to put off a good match between each other. But the one I'm looking at here that sticks out to me is, like you said, I'm a big fan of this guy, the Scottish Warrior, Drew McIntyre. We've seen him be screwed over this year so many times. So what's once more to finally get him over that edge to where he's, he was snapping during the Royal Rumble. So if he gets screwed over here, I can't wait to see how Drew McIntyre is going to handle that. But if it's not CM Punk, I could definitely see it being Drew McIntyre here in this match. And I think it's going to happen. He's going to screw somebody over. It's happened 2 years in a row. I can see it happening 3 years in a row. It only makes sense for this. It would be the only way it would make sense for CM Punk to take a clean pin in the Elimination Chamber, I think. And you could say that about John Cena as well, but I think one of these guys needs to get screwed over if they're going to lose this match where fans aren't outraged with the outcome. But very interesting heading into Elimination Chamber. A lot of storylines surrounding Logan Paul, as there always is, and I think it's very interesting. There's another one that if he doesn't screw somebody over, a lot of people are talking about that we could see at WrestleMania, Darius. And obviously, recently we've seen Logan Paul come out saying Tiffany Stratton big timed him on his podcast for Impulsive, and they ended up getting Michael Cole for that interview, which was amazing if you haven't checked it out. I mean, Michael Cole's a legend, but one thing we did see result of this was Logan Paul had a YouTube video up where he was hitting on Tiffany Stratton in air quotes, and Ludwig Kaiser confronted him backstage, chased him down, and it was more of like a joke thing, but they could turn this into something, and I think a Logan Paul versus Ludwig Kaiser match with this little backstory already where he's kind of throwing Tiffy a little bit under the bus. I wouldn't say he hasn't thrown her completely under the bus, but has called her out to the entire internet saying that she big timed them. I think this could be an easy way to get Ludwig Kaiser into a big picture here for the WWE, because I think this guy is one of the most underrated talents on the roster. He's been stuck in Gunther's shadow for a very long time, so getting him out with getting him a match with such a big name in terms of pop culture like Logan Paul could really be a way for this guy to showcase his abilities.
Yeah, and this just makes so much sense for a lot of the reasons that you outlined. First of all, that interview with Michael Cole was fantastic. Whenever you think you know everything about, wrestling personalities or wrestlers, they show you don't, right? Yeah. So that interview was awesome. You learned a lot. And like Logan Paul mentioned, big time by Tiffany Stratton. But at the same time, if you've seen that video clip of him talking to Tiffany Stratton, very awkward. I'm not sure why he said the things he said, but this sets this up perfectly, right? And yes, maybe it's not a real feud, like real life heat or anything like that, but it sets up a perfect match at maybe WrestleMania or further down the line with a guy who's ready to go on a singles run. I mean, he already has been, but more so, right? And face off and have really good matches with guys like Logan Paul and really good wrestling matches, because Gunther is in a different stratosphere of his own now, right? Like, he's a world heavyweight champion and he's going to go on and do his own thing. Imperium is basically done, I think, and it's time for all of them to go on their separate ways. Usually what happens anyway with stables, right? But it's going to be very interesting to see what they could do here. And credit to WWE, because I've noticed it more recently where not everything has to be on TV or on the program, right? Like, you can start to build up matches on social media like this, or, on, these different outlets as well. So credit to them, because this is good. This is how you build up something, what seems to be organically. So maybe they'll revisit it in the future, and it just makes sense, right? You have that kind of thing going on. And I wonder if Logan Paul said the things he said about Tiffany Stratton, big timing them and stuff, to kind of build towards this even more, right? I wonder if that's not actually what happened. Maybe it was just a misunderstanding or something, right? So could be very interesting. I would like to see this, right? These are two guys in ring that I think nobody can deny at this point. They're fantastic workers. So it would be a very fun match to watch.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, there's a lot of stuff surrounding Logan Paul heading into WrestleMania. We don't know what we're going to see when this guy comes into the WWE, because he always finds a way to mess everything up for everybody else. But going to be interesting to see how he does in the Elimination Chamber. I'm sure it's going to be a big viral moment out of that. And if we do see this storyline play out with Ludwig Kaiser, I think that could be very, very interesting for those guys as well. But we also talked about Bad Bunny as well a few weeks ago too. So there's a lot of stuff for Logan Paul to do here at WrestleMania. We want to hear your guys' thoughts in the comments. Who do you see Logan Paul facing off with at WrestleMania? Let us know down below in the comment section. But if you enjoyed this video, leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel. We're on the road for 3,000 subscribers here. So if you're not subscribed already, you want to stay up on the latest WWE news, make sure down below, hit that subscribe button. But as always, I've been your host, KC, alongside my co-host, Darius. We'll catch you in the next one.